Welcome to today's show. We've got.
Oh, look who it is this time, James.
Oh well, look, it's one time for me then. Once, it's every day for you. Welcome to today's show. Good afternoon or good whatever, wherever you are. Great. So we have 4 European matches for you today. It's almost the culmination of the ECS European League, and it's looks like it's going to go down to the wire because it's very unclear as to who is actually going to qualify. Maybe we can look at the leaderboard. Although normally we do the schedule first. Let's look at the schedule first instead. We've got double Overpass coming for you with Astralis and G2. Just a reminder of why this happens in this season. It's because before we would play the home and away matches on different days, but as per team request, we put them on the same day. That means at the moment that sometimes it can be they could pick the same map against each other. Next season that won't be possible. So this is maybe the last day you'll see double maps against 2 teams, but it's going to be G2 Astralis on Overpass and then FaZe Godsent on Dust 2, which should be fun, and then Mirage. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, both of these first maps being Overpass does make a lot of sense in many ways. That it could turn out like this. Again, we didn't see exactly how the veto worked for G2. Because we know Astralis are going to want to play Overpass. Generally speaking, that's going to be a good map for them. And with G2, it's a map that they can play pretty well, but you don't that's like not necessarily, I wouldn't imagine, their primary choice against a team like Astralis. So that might actually have been their third pick actually against Astralis. But either way, definitely with the form that we're seeing from Astralis recently, I want to favor them pretty heavily. G2 though, you never know. Again, if the players turn up, if shox is hitting his shots today, then you know they can always do a lot of damage. They can always put Astralis into a bad place. But Astralis, they've been really good lately. I've been impressed by what they're bringing to the table. Glaive is now like he seems like much more comfortable from an individual level as well. Because before it was very patchy, his individual performances.
Yeah, it looks pretty good for Astralis. But let's see where they are in the leaderboard. Where both these teams are in the leaderboard at the moment with just a few games to go. You can see Dignitas, Virtus.pro and Fnatic have finished all their games. So Fnatic guaranteed relegation at this point, or relegation matches anyway. But Astralis and G2, they are neck and neck, 3rd and 4th respectively. Astralis with 2 games in hand. They could even end up topping their leaderboard, which would be fantastic for them. So yeah, there's chances for Godsent. I mean, it's still, all the points are really close.
It's interesting because if you look at this, basically, if G2 lose both their maps against Astralis, they're 8-10, as are Dignitas, as are Virtus.pro, with all 3 of those teams with 18 games played. Then if you look further down at other teams that have a chance then to surpass them, it's the likes of Mousesports and Godsent. Suddenly, with their remaining matches, if they're able to get wins there, they can have the 4th spot as well. So G2 have to take at least 1 map to make this work. Otherwise, it's going to be a very weird situation. If they lose both maps, it's going to be super weird, and it becomes very, very open all of a sudden. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting actually to see how things, see the lay of the land after these matches today.
Yeah, obviously, at the beginning of yesterday as well, Mousesports were at the bottom of the table, but they got 2 wins yesterday, which brings them up. Nip down there, but they've got 4 games over anyone who's finished all their games. They've got 14. It's 18 games you play in total. So there's still opportunity for them to bring things back. Whether they will, though, is another question entirely. Finals will be in Anaheim. Anaheim.csgoleague.com is where you can find all the information. If you are a student, then you can go for free, but those tickets are running out, I hear. And the tickets go up to $75. I think they start at $15, not sure. Anaheim Convention Center is where all the action will take place, and then maybe I'll get eaten by a shark afterwards.
All right, get eaten by a shark, yeah.
So yeah. Dan, I have an issue with sharks going on at the moment because it's my first time scuba diving in the sea, and California, although in fairness mainly Baja, California, which is lower, is where one of the main places where you find great white sharks. So I am a tiny bit afraid. So Dan thought he would give me a scuba diving game that features aggressive sharks, which is just great. That's really.
I think it's called Abzu. I think it was called. So it's really nice, really cool game from the makers of Journey. Really cool.
Yeah, it does. It does look nice. He's been playing it. Anyway, it's time for the match. The first map of Overpass. Doesn't really matter who picked what since they both picked it against each other. And there we go. It's Astralis starting on the counter-terror side. We saw some crazy overpass yesterday, actually, which involved G2, and it was almost like a game of Dust 2. But I don't expect that to be the case versus Astralis. Styles make fights.
Yeah, it was mostly, I think, due to the fact that Fnatic definitely wanted to fight. If you give them that way to get ahead, then they're going to take it. And that's what G2 does, that's what G2 want to do. So I don't think Astralis will be up to that too much. Here and there, maybe, but not too much. And already Device, he was looking for some early info to see, like, what he wanted to see was like a bulk of players like running at him, but instead he just saw a guy, you know, 1 or 2 guys just kind of shoulder peeking, and it doesn't really tell him very much, and he's gone down to 14 HP as the cost, which is not too nice. Can see dupreeh looking for the peak. Very nice to have the pop flash with him, but somehow shox is completely, well, he has full vision. He's completely not blind.
He can see, Dan. That's what you're trying to say.
He can completely see.
He can see. Simple 3 words. 1 syllable each. Yeah, the flashbang was inadequate, but the idea was great. G2 looking to capitalize on their advantages. Zipek, so far so good. Oh, that's glorious stuff. Always delivering for his team. Getting tagged, though. Still got most of his health. And now we've got 3 CTs, the old Astralis play, stacking the water. Body versus 3. The numbers game should surely prevail for Astralis, and it will.
Zipex, he's been great on these pistol rounds recently. It's great to see. And that's, oh man, that really has saved Astralis. And they not only did they manage to win the round, but they denied the bomb plant too, thanks to Zipex's great work. He thinned out the numbers so heavily. Like, he just cleared up the split, just immediately, no split, and prevented the bomb plant. So force buy-in for G2. And I think Astralis should be a difficult team to win a force buy against on this map. That's what I'm hoping. I mean, one of the big dangers against G2 is that they have great aimers. They've got a lot of players that can do a lot of damage with Deagles and Tech 9s. So you do definitely want to try to avoid just being like, I want to take a long-range engagement against you, even though you've got a Deagle. There is, you know, maybe a 30% chance that you'll kill me. Even though it's a low percentage, may even be lower than that, there is a chance. So how can you avoid that? How can you make those odds even worse for your opponents? You can see that Astralis aren't even peeking whatsoever. There's just no peeking going on here. I like it.
G2 looking to burst onto the B bomb side. Zipex and dupreeh, I would say that their hold at the moment is vulnerable because of this force fight. It's just the sheer numbers game is unreal unless you can get a nice peek. That smoke goes down, and here they come. That's what I'm talking about. Just too great, the numbers. When you're playing that close and even far away to Deagles, there's always opportunity for G2 in a situation like this. Just the one gun picked up, though. Smith's going down early as the bomb gets planted is a big advantage for Astralis in a numbers game and positioning as well. Device makes the rest look nice and easy, and that will be the round for Astralis. The plant for G2, though, will help them, but 2 for 0 so far for Astralis.
Yeah, that's a nice result, that's for sure. And at the moment, I think they'll be pretty happy with how things have gone. G2 have done their job, Astralis have done their job. No one's, after that pistol round, really too disadvantaged, I'd say, or in a way this would be out of ordinary. So Device going for the usual peek over the smoke. Again, it's, I wouldn't say it's incredibly safe, but ouch. Okay, Device decides to go forwards with that. Does go down in the end, but yeah, it's not incredibly safe, but you do get some information with it and maybe a quick pick-off, so I can see why Device would want to go with it, even with the rifle. Puts Kjærbye in a really weird position, but he does have Glaive for support, and between the two of them, they're going to be able to pick up quite a lot of damage.
Screamer's rifle has a few points of health. shox at the Deagle. If he catches dupreeh or Kjærbye, that's a 1 shot to the chest. Just simple shot, 1 polite shot to the chest. The bomb down, though, is what Zipex will be keeping his eyes on. He's got dupreeh to watch his back. He needs to be concerned with long, though, which is why he might be going back towards the A site, and that's going to allow shox to collect the bomb. But here he goes. This is next bullet wins, basically. Scream. There we go. Lovely stuff by him. No one else is there. Information for Astralis, though. Will they rotate their second player, dupreeh, in the B bomb site towards the barrels? And it looks like he might be playing deep in there as well, which means that shox, if he goes for the strafe, there's a quite a reasonable chance that he's going to get a headshot Okay, just about not playing it too deep. Oh, making some steps. Did he spot shox? Shox being so patient with the deagle shot. He's looking for that headshot. And there we go. That's the end of the round. The damage is done to the Astralis economy. And we move on.
Yeah, I mean, they did a lot of damage to... They caused problems when they got those pistols. They caused a lot of problems. And you can see Astralis, they don't have much in the bank because of that. But let's see what's G2 up to do and how Astralis up to defend. We've got Device on the op. He's going to be going toilet side, pretty much as he has done every single point this map so far in all these rounds. And one of the reasons why you can do that as well is because you get so much information for free. Like if they are rushing you, you're going to hear the footsteps through the wall. Also, if they're going down connectors, you get a lot of information by playing very quickly forward. You don't really give anything up, and you can safely fall back in time because you get the information. So it's just really worth it to do what we saw Device doing there at the start of the round, just running quickly to the top of the stairs. And you can see that he's just going to react accordingly, falling back as the pressure comes in from G2. And now that G2 start to go for a bit of a split towards A-Long as well as the toilets to contribute with the toilets control that they have to force Astralis back. Is Kjærbye just like... Is that normal? See Kjærbye's position there, he's like... Oh, right, yes. I thought he's stuck in the wall there for a second. I thought it was a bit more forward. It looked really weird to me for a second. He's actually on the bin.
Stuck on server object XYZ. Love that message. When you're no-clipping around, sometimes you can't even no-clip out. Waiting for the shadow. There it is, but he still can't get the frag. The double peek coming in. G2 knowing their angles. That's really nice stuff. Don't see that very often. There goes the bomb, though. Device snapping the bomb, putting it in an awkward position. Someone's surely going to pause in his angle. Oh, lovely stuff. Good damage done, though. shox heavily tagged, and things are awkward now, but they get the bomb plant. We've got a flank coming in from dupreeh. Could get double picked by G2. Not sure if they spotted him. Doesn't look like they did.
It's not the best plant in the world, though. Obviously, you like that plant for toilets, but doesn't seem to matter. They're going to get all the frags instead. So a big shame that Device was unable to win the fight against Scream. I think that's that classic situation where you're kind of in between two players. You want to shoot that first player, you get a clear shot on the second one, and then you kind of miss them both sort of deal. So it happened to all of us. And there it's going to contribute massively to G2 winning the round. And they can just go for a quick anti-eco play, Mach 10 onto bodyy. RpK will be leading the charge, however. Yeah, there's bodyy going in now, the Mach 10. That's good.
Oh. Not many grenades on the G2 side to make life harder for the CTs here, and that was going to cost them. Screamer 6 HP as well, got to be careful. Oh, shox is getting his bell rung, I think. It's got most of his health though, but I'm sure I saw a spark there. Which is curious. Anyway, there we go. Fast round from G2, a brief round. And, ooh, will we see a double eco from Astralis? There is an argument for it, perhaps. With the money being awkward for some of the side. Device of all of 3250. Is he going to go scout? Is he going to go UMP? The UMP. UMP is such a very prevalent at the moment. Lots of UMP. I don't think I've ever seen as much UMP as we're seeing these days.
I like, by the way, shout out to Kjærbye's deagle, because it's a deagle blaze, and it's he named it, James. It says Kjærbye please, and it says from DreamHack Leipzig, which is quite awesome. So shout outs to Metas. That is pretty awesome.
Good memory.
Yeah. Kjærbye please.
My deagle blaze is called VY Canis Majoris.
I don't know what that means.
It's the biggest sun in the world. In the universe, rather.
I was going to say.
Biggest sun in an A world. I can say that. That works. Well, dupreeh could be in trouble. Oh, never mind. Oh, hello. Goodbye. Nothing for bodyy, but information. And the cleanup crew is here. They're close, and the trades will favor G2. Bomb spotted, though. And now both teams are quite disabled. I don't know who this favors.
It's a bit weird because Scream is so low on HP, and that does make me want to favor Astralis just a little bit, but at the same time, G2 have time to pick their bomb site, which with SmithZz having an AWP, makes life a little bit awkward potentially. It's interesting though, dupreeh's going deep onto Catwalk, gets the information, and there is the problem. Really nice of SmithZz to be holding that angle. It's very easy to get caught in a situation like this, running. So that's another reason why it's smart for dupreeh to go for that aggression, and SmithZz gets it done, takes down Xyp9x. Another forward play out of SmithZz, working out really well. And yeah, I love that from both SmithZz and dupreeh, even though dupreeh died. I think a lot of the time, the person in SmithZz's position is not going to be on us like scoped.
Nice. Now then. 3 to 3. I was going to say something completely heinous there. 3 to 3, and Astralis, they've got some nice pistols, but they have no armor to go with it, which is always a problem. G2, good focus on the opponent's economy. 2 Mac-10s in tow. Starting off passively, that is a great opening from shox. Will there be a rotation though from G2? Look at that. They're not. A lot of teams would just be charging straight into B now, but they're quite far away, and they're just going to bide their time and wait for Astralis to rotate, which you might feel would be inevitable as well. Patient stuff. Oh my God! Scream is getting dinked every round. Finally, he goes down. Oh, they haven't spotted Glaive's teammate by the shelves. That means a crossfire in the connector area. Look how he played that. Kjaerbye just like let him go. Massive damage.
It's a shame that Glaive hasn't found anything better than a Mac-10. It's unfortunate. But it's all the better, because if he manages to somehow win this, Mac-10 versus AK AWP for the ace as well, with no Kevlar, that would be legendary. That would be completely legendary. Leading with the PT-50 though. Is he going to walk through the smoke? That's a smart play. There's only 2 of the players left. He hears the bomb being planted. Oh, that could have been the frag if that had been the kill. There would have been possibilities here. Oh dear, it's all going a bit wrong for Glaive now. Messes up his grenades. And now they know exactly where he's coming from as well. So all the things going in his favor sort of fluffed that a little bit. It happens. Happens to the best of us. Now, if he's, I was gonna say, it'd be nicer to see if he threw that smoke a bit more forward, because it makes it much harder for the T's to actually predict where you are in the smoke. It's very hard to kind of judge the depth if the smoke is a bit more forward, and I never see people do that.
Yeah, I think it depends. I don't know if he checked long in that situation. So if he doesn't know how deep the long player is, then he needs to leave it on the bomb. But
that's a good point.
Yeah, it's all about the angles. So if there's only one place that they can face from, then absolutely. Or if it's a 1v1, you know he's on toilets.
That's a good point. I think he saw SmithZz sit long, so that is very likely the reason.
So we've got that nice deep smoke. We saw this used by G2 yesterday, but then they weren't having anybody look at the smoke. They were using it like a brick wall, and it got exploited every single time. Team ran through it. They realized they didn't protect the smoke, and then did it 3 times in a row. But Astralis will have people there ready and waiting. Slow start from G2. I almost missed the madness from yesterday. Actually, I do. I'm going to say it. I missed the madness from yesterday on Overpass. That was insane.
Yeah,
probably against Fnatic, wasn't it?
Yeah. Probably only going to see it with Fnatic and maybe Godsent, but maybe less Godsent. But I mean, they just want to fight. If they can play that game style, they will. Against most teams, you can't. Most teams, you cannot. Fight.
Look at dupreeh's position. He is so forward through Monster on B that he's allowing his team to stack 4 people on the A site. With 30 seconds left, this may be a nasty surprise for G2, pushing through the smoke, but he still somehow gets the kill. Device has got a lot of wall to play with, actually, to come in for these repeaks now. Lovely jumping, but both players are not going to get tagged. He won't need to go for the repeak. Team are there. SmithZz will get taken down in an unfortunate situation. So great information play from Astralis, taking a leaf out of G2's book there with the monster push.
Things all tied up as well. So, and with 2 buy for each team, it's at that point where this round is sort of worth 2. So this is how one team could start to take the lead this round. GT going with a fast play into sewers, or they want to, but there's an incendiary down. And this puts question marks there for shox, because you expect there to be a CT here now. That you saw that incendiary. You can see he's trying to actually pre-aim some angles, but we get a deep peek from a Zipex. He picks up 2 frags from it. He's done his job. He can now fall back. You can see that the reaction from G2 is that they have to push the B-bomb site quickly. They've got to try to capitalize. It's just not working. Nice grenades from Astralis, and that will be everyone dead.
Zipex is so awesome for Astralis, and he has been almost all of the time. But, you know, he doesn't play the most prominent roles, but he's such a beast for the team. Always underestimated, underappreciated, as are a lot of people who play roles such as Zipex, but ever dependable.
He's a smart player. Like, he's a very smart, methodical player. He doesn't do stuff that's flashy ever, really, but he's very good and prioritizes the smart play, which is what I love about him.
Well, this round's almost over.
It is indeed. He's and just as another note with Zipex is, like, for me, if people ask me, like, if I want to learn stuff about the game, you know, who do I, like, what pro players do I watch? Definitely the Zipex is right at the top of my list, as is Neo and Flusher. I think those might be even the 3 top of my list. I would have to think about it more, but, you know, right off the top of my head, Neo, Flusher, and Zipex, I think. Very methodical players. Try to get every edge, try to play a situation very effectively, but also 3 players with three different styles as well.
It's a nice list. I like your list. I like your style, I like your moves.
Nice.
Good start from Device. And it's worth noting, G2 haven't really been killing too many CTs in these previous rounds, so they've got a nice chunk of money in the bag. Kjærbye's been lost towards long, that might pull the CTs back for a while. shox lurking towards B. We'll see if the CT's push. Might be harder now, they've lost the man early. Minute 20 on the clock. That is not a good way to pick that angle when dangerous AWPers are in the field. But I guess they don't really have the personnel to have safer approaches. Often a good place to smoke off that entrance into toilets. Astralis at some point are going to have to move back to the A site and check the long area. And that flashbang may motivate them to do that even more so. Device still holding his position with the AWP, and he's moving forward rather than back, so perhaps they believe that G2 will be stuck in the long position. Glaive's gone back to the site, so he can jump over the APC at some point, but he's just holding an off angle around that, that green bin sandbox, whatever it is. There's the off angle, but he's trying to hide. There's nowhere to hide. Device will get the bomb down, and he can just buy time for his teammates to rotate now. 3 versus 1. shox with a lot to do. Blind. Device spots him, and dupreeh can pop out and finish off the job. I think those things, those big green, well, it might be just be for trash, but sometimes you see those full of sand for fires in enclosed spaces, like on the metro in London. In some stations, they have... Actually, I don't know if it's sand or grit. Like, if it's an open platform, it might be full of grit, so you can throw grit on the platform. I think I might have to email Valve about this. What is in your green box? What does your green box comprise?
I guess it wouldn't be the weirdest email you sent them.
Probably not, actually, no. They always reply, though. I say always. They most of the time they reply. So I think they enjoy my weird emails. So
I think right now we've got just a small tactical pause out of G2 just to figure out, okay, guys, this is slipping away from us. And it does seem like, again, because Astralis are a bit more of a methodical team when compared with Fnatic, who did bring the chaos. They are in a spot where they can't just get those easy fights. You have to have the flashbangs. You've got to have the correct ways to clear out the A side of the map, because that's sort of where things are. Astralis are pulling ahead at the moment as well. Is, you know, definitely that A side of the map. Device is hitting some of his shots. He's getting some good openings as well. And G2 aren't really finding a good way to respond. Also because Astralis have been quite good at taking over sewers too. So we'll see whether or not there can be an adaptation here after the pause, because G2 have a bit of a weird buy. So we'll see if that can work for them, but with only 2 AKs, I'm not sure if that's going to be enough here.
Yeah, Astralis enjoying a lot of success. Can we see the scoreboard quickly, please? Can I request a call? Okay, we can see the money. So dupreeh's 10k, Device 8k, XipX's not far off them. They got cash in the bank, whereas G2, they're in poverty status. They're in food ration regions at the moment. Device still playing aggressive, not giving G2 an edge. And they're not a team you can really give an edge to because there's too much firepower on their side. But being aggressive has its own risks as well, unless your name is Device. I bet Thorin's enjoying this one. #1 fan of Device.
That was close. Oh my god. He's just still in this position. SmithZz has to try to trade him, but there you go. He gets it finally, but perhaps a little bit too late after Device has killed 3 people. Yeah, Device is staying out there. That's awesome, isn't it? Just basically, again, sort of winning the round or giving Astralis a round-winning lead. And SmithZz in a 1 versus 3. I mean, you can do stuff. You can absolutely win a round from this position, but time is the problem for SmithZz. He needs more time because he loses so much of his... He loses his surprise advantage because he's going to have to run at some point. Oh, nicely done, though. Takes down dupreeh. Is there someone to stop him planting? No, there isn't. He only has 10 HP, but he can get a bomb down now, so that's mission accomplished at least. That's something. Here's the running. No, can't get his gun out in time. But good effort from SmithZz.
Yeah, and I wouldn't criticize Device for being up there because it's similar to G2 in a sense that they want their players to play with confidence and you know, be aware of their own skill and exploit that. So even if sometimes that's not going to work out for you and you're going to give up a weapon that's going to do damage to your side, the confidence to play like that. Same with JW on the old Fnatic lineup as well. That's I think that's more important in the long run. It is quite enjoyable to watch though. So more success found from Astralis. Can G2 get to 5 rounds? And we know G2 can be quite aggressive on their CT side and play almost like a T side as well. But if you make one push and it goes wrong, you're going to lose a lot of rounds depending on where your money is. So G2 need that buffer from this half.
So lots of action coming in here. Fast pace. Wanted to just turn it up onto Device. Instead of slowing it down, they are turning it up. And now we've got problems here for Astralis. It's just going to be Nicolai. He's going to decide to go all the way around, perhaps, to go for a flank. And that play means that XipX's should probably think about giving up the site, although that's Nicolai isn't really going for that play. He's just going a little bit deeper on A long. He's not going to wrap all the way around. They haven't figured out that he's there. He's waiting for the perfect moment. Takes down the bomb planter. Still more players where that came from. 1 of 2 is quite low. Body's at the back though, and the bomb plant will come in. dupreeh's in a fantastic position to exploit Scream, who is backing off. He thinks it's safe perhaps, but it's not. And the frag is made, the round is won, and Astralis are at the moment walking all over G2. And again, G2, they have this overpass and another overpass, and they need at least one win here. They really desperately need a win.
One weird thing we've found with double maps is that in almost every case, when it's been, like no matter how it's been in the first map, the second map, somebody just gets straight dominated. So I'm quite curious to see how that one will play out. But let's see, again, G2 going to have a buy. 5 AKs. shox doesn't have any grenades, but that's not a big deal. The last thing I want shox holding is a grenade. Double P coming in from Astralis. Again, no let up to this aggression, just like G2 did yesterday against some opponents. Astralis not allowing them any chance to play their game. This time though, down to 3 versus 3, so there's an opportunity for G2, but Device has been so good with the AWP. Lovely flashbang, the early peek as well. Does a lot of things right, Device. Hard to argue that. That's a nice chain of events that we just saw. Ooh, speaking of chains of events, that might pull the rotation from Device. XipX's is on his own now, but again, he is the dependable one. You see the crouch. Oh dear, shox, that's gross. Device has 3. More important to hold the angle before the cross comes in than to avoid the flames. I respect the play, but it won't work out on this occasion. Finally, G2 get their 5th round.
Yeah, it took them ages. How many in a row was that from Astralis? It's got to be a lot. Yeah, 6 in a row. They really sprang forth. So G2 now with all the monies to throw into the last round, but the same is said for Astralis. So we're going to have a very interesting situation on our hands. Device not going super aggressive. You can see that it is being sought after by the G2 side. They're looking for that quick aggression, as has been so characteristic so far in this first half. G2 will start to push forwards, but as you exclaimed, that grenade did quite some damage. So some good early work here from Astralis. And speaking of which, Astralis' Xipex, he gets a kill through the wooden board there, and things get worse. Oh my, do things get potentially worse? No, looks like bodyy takes down Device. I thought he was going to get all the kills there.
Problems for G2 as they continue. That grenade did 80-something damage. Really nice stuff. I haven't seen someone spot that angle before and just drop a grenade on people's heads. Like an apple in a basket. Glaive. Oh, I thought he was on fire. Yes, he is on fire. Doesn't realize how on fire he is. He's got 10 HP. Oh, it spreads like a virus. Kjærbye on the flank. Can he have good timing here if they go for default plant? No, they're going for Optimus plant again. That's smart G2. Kjærbye, though, just biding his time, waiting for that smoke. But look at Scream's position. Who will see who first? Will he check the right? He will, but will he check the... No, he's not going to check the angle, the tight angle. He can't see that so often, but Scream, SmithZz will save him. Down to 1 versus 2, though. SmithZz will got traded as well. 10-5, great half for Astralis. But is it delightful, Dan?
Yeah, I think so. I think Astralis played really well here. This half was actually more reminiscent to me of a more successful Astralis, a more successful TSM or Dignitas, whichever era it was of some of these core players, Xipex, dupreeh, Device. To me, it is reminiscent of that. They played methodically, they played good, like smart Counter-Strike, but they also showed a lot of individual strength. And sometimes, recently we've been seeing them falter either strategically or team play-wise or maybe psychologically, or like something like, one big part of the game is kind of missing. But there we saw a bit more of everything from them. And if they can continue that in this in these two maps, double header against G2, then they are definitely going to be smiling.
Scream backing up, wants to retain at that range. The picking coming in, he sees at least 2 players towards the long position, trying to get himself to 1 versus 1, sees to support his teammate. That is a good way to do it. SmithZz, though, will eventually be dispatched of. More kills coming in from Astralis. bodyy still to rotate towards the A site, so we've got RpK and Scream backing off, giving up the site here to play the numbers game, waiting for their teammates to come in, but there goes RpK. Scream with 14 HP, this does not look good. He needs more headshots. dupreeh coming in from the back, and that's going to be the pistol round for Astralis. A really bad start for G2.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Astralis should be able to run a pretty good anti-force buy too, and that's what's coming from G2. I hope they run a good anti-force buy. I really hope they do. Let's see what they opt to go for. Again, Astralis is a team that does respect, or tries to respect how to play it optimally, in favor of giving up, let's say, spots for individuals to go ham. Sometimes they'll be like, we are going to do the most optimal thing, as you would see Dignitas do. But G2, you can see they're going for a bit of aggression here. Xipex is there to catch aggression. Let's see how well he catches this. Looks like the chain link fence there causing problems.
That has got to be extremely annoying. Oh dear.
Oh my god.
This is still recoverable. This is still recoverable. Glaive, the problem for him, though, is that there's a flank coming in, and I don't think Device, if he's headed that way, is going to get there fast enough, and he's got the bomb. The main thing is protecting the weapons. Oh, SmithZz! Oh, no! He's normally excellent with that gun. Device hears the sounds. One more to find. He's got to be careful, though. Scream with a deagle just requires 1 shot. Manages to escape as well, so they can work together. Scream going to try and get to the bomb site first. I mean, the other option would be for him to go and pick up an AK. But at this point, they require round wins. But he'll know he tagged some of these players, so he has a pretty good opportunity to get things done.
Yeah, I think if you're Scream in this position, you are thinking you have an advantage almost. And you can see perhaps why. 1 shot onto Glaive. 1 meaty shot's all he needs onto Device. Oh man, you can't peek Scream like that. How dare you even try?
Indeed,
how dare you try?
Can't. Yeah, that was horrible. I mean, that chain link fence is like, it's like a table in wrestling when you jump through the table, but the table doesn't break, and you feel like it's laughing at you. The chain link fence is laughing at Astralis. This reminds me of the old forklift on Cash, where it was very inconsistent when you try to kill somebody there because of those bloody pieces of metal. Long gone now, and thankfully so. But that is a position I haven't seen so awkward. That's a robbery for Astralis. It's a robbery.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, they won that pistol round and so on. I mean, obviously, it's a big relief for G2, but they should probably realize they got quite fortunate there. Now, Astralis, they've got some stuff to work with here. They've got Kevlars, a few Deagles, Tech 9, PT50. Not too terrible. shox is finding Device, though. Can he finish him off? No. Deagle is going to win the day. There's 60 HP for Device left. That's a scary start, actually, for the G2 side. Now, how do Astralis opt to go for this? Because they have a lot of time. They can wait a little bit before they make the call. And look at the position here from G2. Very close to Monster Tunnel with 2 players. That should be effective in dealing with this.
33 seconds. bodyy dropping the smoke. Will he get his weapon out in time? He will. Continuation spray. Lovely stuff to USP. Will it be enough for dupreeh? Maybe he's bought enough time. RpK pulling his pistol out, but that will allow dupreeh to get the kill. 2 players to find. 20 seconds to do it. Smith's coming in from the back. MP7 will seize the day for him. 4 rounds between these two sides. That's not too huge of a deficit. The fact that G2 won that second round in this half keeps Astralis honest.
Yeah. And again, it does. Again, Astralis' approach there is similar to a lot of teams where you just kind of wait out the aggression. But as you say, like the chain link fence basically screwed them over because should really have been 2 kills, maybe for like 1 man dying at most, and it ended up being 2 guys dying, 1 guy surviving for the other team. Just an awful situation that should never have happened. And you can't fault Astralis too much in how they opened the round, because we didn't even get to see how they developed it. So yeah, just a bad situation. It happens. Maybe some work can be done here with the pistols, but perhaps not. As we can see, that Scream will deal with Zipex, and Device is just chilling by the picnic table, one of the picnic tables.
I have not seen somebody hold that angle, but I can see the use of it. It's cool. It'd be nice for Silence Dem 4, maybe. He's on his Tinder date, but no one's turned up. Or whatever dating, whatever other dating services people use. What happened to talking to girls, eh? What happened to like, oh, you're my woman now, huh? What happened to that?
It's a little bit forceful.
I mean, no, they can say no, but you know, I mean, why not?
I'm glad you clarified that they can say no.
You will be my girlfriend now. No, I won't. I'm glad we had this chat. Goodbye. That's not something I'd say. Just FYI. I'm just messing about.
So is it comeback time? Is it comeback time here for Astralis? Astralis. They've got AKs, they've got grenades, they've got options because of that. And Scream's still on. Okay, thank you. Dropping the MP9. Getting rid of the MP9. So Astralis should be in good stead to get a nice start on this one. They've got connected control. No one in connected for G2. They've decided not to opt for anybody there, but they have 3 people on B, so the 3 people. Oh no, that is brutal. Smoke kill from Zipex.
Oh no.
I was gonna say with the 3 guys on. Oh no. Gets worse. I was gonna make the point that with 3 people on B at the start, it allows you to go for a play onto Monster Tunnel or onto sewers with those, you know, and then like fall back afterwards into a different setup. But they don't get to do anything. They just get picked off, one by one. And it's a bit of a chain reaction after losing that first guy through the smoke.
Now the last 2 players are isolated from each other. Device refusing to give this one up. The shox suggesting he's backing off, of course. But he can't afford to do so, and Device will finally get the kill, leaving RpK alone. There will be no frags for G2 in this round. Curious to see what the money will look like. It looks pretty bad. Well, they could. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. It's a mixed bag. and it seems they will go for the eco. There's still a chance to bring this back for G2 again. The deficit isn't currently too great, although 5-round gap looks pretty likely.
That's such a massive round to lose for G2 in that way as well. It always sucks when you get killed through smoke like that. It's just like you're just so helpless. Could shox go? Oh, poor shox. I was praying that something could come of that shotgun. It's rare you see.
Who are you praying to?
The spaghetti monster. It's rare you see the Nova bought on this map.
That's true, yeah.
So I was hopeful.
I love me some Nova. I'm going to buy a Nova today.
Are you actually going to buy another
Nova? Like in a game. No, not another
one.
Yeah. I'm done buying shotguns for now. I think 3 is enough for Bardolph. 3 shotguns, quite enough. Scream and his smoke grenades. I mean, at this point, does he want to just save his armor for the next round? I think he does, but if he can get an opportunity to frag, then he will do so and pick up a weapon. 3,500 in the bank. He'll be good to buy regardless. So there is there's a pause coming in. I think it might be a technical pause, but hopefully it won't take too long. 13-8. Most people around 4,500. I think one player had 3,900 there. So yeah, times are hard for G2, man, right now.
Really hard. And just the way that Astralis have been winning rounds is really cool because, okay, of course, that last round, I think that's just like one of those rounds where they get like a little bit lucky. Of course, smoke kill. You can't really count on that. It happens though. And then after that, you see G2, they feel like, okay, we lost a man really early. We've got to make a play here to get back into this. That went south. Then they were like, oh God, we got 3 players. Gets even more desperate, have to make it, oh, I've got to make a play. Then another guy goes down. And it just collapses in on itself. And I think that's part of just being G2, because G2, a lot of the ways they will try to get back into rounds is like that. They'll try to get one of their awesome players, like with the likes of shox, to do something and try to win back an advantage. But if it goes south, then it goes south, and you're in a terrible situation against a team that knows how to close down advantages. Or again, Astralis used to be, for sure, when they had loads of success, a team that was really good at playing correct Counter-Strike, and we can see it here. They're not really giving up edges. I mean, the one way back into this match, the only reason why it looks close is because they lost against that force buy. That force buy.
Yeah, that's true.
If not for that, they would probably have won already.
Yeah. And again, with Overpass being the pick of both teams here, that poses interesting questions, but it's time to continue. There goes the... Oh, this is the G2 smoke. This is the... Oh, no!
He missed it. I wondered, actually.
It's the Bardolph smoke he's going for, I'm sure. But yeah, that's not the Bardolph smoke.
I saw him doing it yesterday. Yesterday.
Yesterday was Friday. Today is Saturday.
I did wonder when I went outside today. I wasn't sure what day it was. I went to a shop that was open on weekdays, but closed on weekends. I went there and I was like, why is it closed? Oh, it's the weekend. So we've got already a frag here made onto Kjærbye. So that's a good start there for G2. Good start from Scream with a little bit of the aggression.
A little bit of aggression.
A little bit of aggression. Not too much. Just a little bit. Small peak. Rewarded. And now it's a 5 versus 4. And you can see Astralis are giving up on the A side of the map. It requires too much. Down to 4 players so early. Now they're going to focus more on B.
Here comes the train. Nyong. Back to you, Dan.
Yeah, we've got the play into B finally. All the nades in. RpK in a very close position, as is bodyy. He's very committed. They have to. That's a position where you have to get a lot of kills. However, shox coming in from short. He's had a very fast rotation time. That said, everybody's coming from short on Monster, seemingly. Oh, actually, no. Okay, they got a player also from CT at jungle.
So fast from Device.
Oh, Device. Bringing the pain, bringing the heat. That changed everything. Just Scream left, but he taps down dupreeh, and now there's just 2 more to go. Can Scream get this done? He's got 10 bullets. He's going for it. Finds a glaive, but glaive will find the frag. 14-8. And Astralis look strong to take it.
Where's your money, bros? Where's your money? Où les monnaies? This was really fast. Look how fast that was. Boom! Instant. Sees the silencer. That second shot as well was glorious. Device really coming into his own as of late with the AWP. I still find it hard to think of him as a dedicated AWPer.
Yeah, I mean, as well, I feel like he's not necessarily... He's not like a simple or a Fallen or like a star level dedicated AWPer to me. He's a guy that will consistently make frags, but I don't, like, if I was building a team, I wouldn't necessarily build a team around him being like the Kenny S of the team, you know, that kind of thing. Because I don't think that's... I feel like he's got a lot more to bring to the table. But that's just me. It works.
I mean, just from history, like what we're used to seeing with rifles and so on, it's still something to get used to. Good start from SmithZz. Back to his usual shenanigans with a CZ. Oh, RpK. This is another disastrous round for Astralis. And the Mag 7 flying in, of course. Scream is going to get the kill. Is this recoverable? 2 AKs on the G2 side. RpK still causing problems with the P250. Life is très difficile for Astralis at the moment. If RpK peeks though, it could be made easier, but he will escape, he will abandon ship, and now there are 3 AKs. Surely Astralis cannot bring this back.
I think they can definitely make this work. They just have to, of course, get the bomb. That's kind of a big time waster, which is really annoying, because of course clearing the positions towards that is also a pain. You can see that's why they put so much pressure into Connector, is because they wanted to make sure that they could kind of split onto that bomb, and now they've got it. They've got to just go straight to the bomb site. That's the big problem. G2, it can still be done here. Zipex, if you just get a fast couple entries, goes straight away for the smoke. Risky stuff, but in comes the spray down, gets 2 players, still 2 left, and with not enough time to plant the bomb, that's it. The round has been won, and SmithZz could have even waited until after time there, I think. But
the bomb might have gone down though.
No, it's impossible. There was 3 seconds when he got to the bomb planting position. It was impossible.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Well, Astralis still have money for the buy. Plant or no plant. Here we go. shox making sure this time.
Oh, I'm not sure. Is it too far? Did he go for... Nope, he got it.
Bardolph smoke!
He nailed it.
dupreeh and Kjærbye moving up the short position. RpK with an off angle. When do you see somebody holding this angle? Straight in the face as well. Glorious stuff. But he will be the recipient of the same. Short B still in control of Kjærbye. Not sure if... well, he just got a pick there, so they know he's there. But they're going for it. shox looking for something. Comes in low, but the AK just has better bullets. There's no way Kjærbye gets that flashbang out in time. So bodyy will keep things on an even keel. 3-3. Zipex firmly in control of the bomb. 2 towards B. Scream could get flanked. Who's going to peek first? Device or Scream? This is a blind spot for both players, which is interesting. Often you can find a CT, like if a CT's in the inside and the T's move around the outside, he'll often have to jump on the T's. But now the roles are reversed. So Device will check it properly on this occasion. Earlier we saw that missed, and he can hold good control of this. G2 may wait for the plant to come in before they go for the retake, and also they are very split up. SmithZz towards the bank position, spotted now as well, but Device may be afraid of the second player. Very patient play though, leaving bodyy alone, but the bomb was on Zipex, but he'll be good for the kill.
Yeah, that was a really nice round there from Device as well, just like getting into that position to close it down. And yeah, it's a fun one with Device because he's so good with everything basically that you can have him as that dedicated AWPer. But it's always nice when you see him with an AK like in that scenario. Always fun to watch. And now it's just going to be pistols to save today here for G2. They're going to be up against a straight B rush, maybe anti-eco type style rush, but the smoke will slow them down somewhat. So they're just going to hold back, wait for that to go away. They don't have to push it.
Look at
time.
Short B is firmly in control of G2 as well. Never mind. One player's been wiped out. That said, bodyy is on his way there, and SmithZz is on a flank. Let's see what he can do with this. Glaive has got a good angle, but Kjærbye's taken some damage. That said, Astralis looking pretty good beyond this. RpK still holding things down. Still got 2 players, and dueling RpK here might not be the best idea. There we go. That's a perfect example of why. So maybe Astralis will be convinced to go towards the A bomb site, as they know that RpK is on B. That said, it is an easy rotation, and maybe Device will try to come in from the top. Deploying his grenades will give a clue to Scream. I can't imagine he can check this position, all things considered. Oh, well, he will, but there's Scream with a deagle. 35 seconds left.
Yeah, the 2 versus 2. RpK is against the high position, but not in time to stop the bomb from going down. Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. RpK gets himself 4 kills in this round, and they just kept challenging him on Monster. They just kept going for the one-on-ones, and it's going to actually enable G2 to pick up this round. Perhaps a round they should not have been able to take. And here you can see it, just constant re-challenging of RpK. They had nades too. They had a bunch of grenades they could have used at that point to try to either, you know, make it more difficult for RpK or actually go to a different spot entirely. I mean, you know, you feel like you're going to win that fight. Like 1 or 2 of you is going to win that one-on-one as well. With the AKs and everything, you feel like you're going to be able to do that. So I can respect them going for it and saving the nades, but didn't work out for them that time. But much better buy here for G2 as a result of that win, and 2 AKs as well.
Yeah, well, Astralis still have a superior buy than G2 do because of the success they have been enjoying. RpK looking for more bodies. Lovely flashbang, but he's going to chase the kill. Oh no, he's an excellent move. No, just the one, just the one. That could have been a complete disaster for Astralis, but that will be averted for the time being. At least more flashes coming in, body spotting more players. Molotovs go down for both sides. Bomb needs to be collected by one of these Astralis players. We've got SmithZz with the MP9 around connector. He's got to be careful. Choosing to back off as well. I would expect the progression of this round to be slow due to the position of the bomb. Glaive holding angles down. SmithZz might not be first to this angle. No. Closer to the corner, and that'll be a problem. Scream, headshots, no surprises there. Astralis heading towards A.
Yeah, 3 on 3, 40 seconds. Device in with the AK. He's going to be up against Mr. Scream. He does have an AK as well. It could always be a difficult thing to deal with, but he's going to be able to take him down there with the spray. shox finds his way in around the side, but there are players where that came from. shox still able to deliver the pain. Zipex comes back in. Oh, the spray not good enough. Takes body down to 10, and G2, by the skin of their teeth, stay alive in map 1.
What do Astralis choose to do in this situation? I think they have to eco now, purely based on the round difference. Maybe they will try, or actually there's no need to break, they only need 1 round, so there we go. It tells its own story. 5 Tech 9s, a load of grenades as well, and a fair chunk of armor on these Ts. That grenade won't do much. Not sure if he's practiced that one before. Gives his position away as well, but again, there is no AWP on this particular round. Glaive has found shox. shox has not been having a good game today. He's got like 7 kills, I think, on the board at the moment, and he is trapped between Device and a teammate. And there he goes. Device to take him down. Scream going to try and hold down his toilet area. That's an important frag for him. 2 plays lost for G2 at the moment, and weapons to collect. Double MP9 for the T side. That's a novel one.
So what are they going to do with this? I don't know what you can do with this. I don't know if they'll even bother to draw the MP9s in favor of the Tech 9s. Gotta see what their positions they're in. I mean, we've got bodyy in a position off angle that I don't see them dealing with. Oh my god, the Tech 9, as I say that. Tech 9 comes in, and body's a little bit too slow. It had to be super fast there. And that's the bomb down, and an M4 collected for Device. There is suddenly a really big problem here for G2, but we've got SmithZz on the flank. Scream from the front. They should hear Scream's footsteps. That smoke will go away soon, though. Easy frag on. Oh, okay, there you go. Both players dead. Very easy for Scream, and that's the round for G2. They're going to make it to 12 now, and it starts to get a little bit worrying for Astralis. They have a big loss bonus, though, so that with that loss bonus and the bomb plants, they're going to have lots of buys, but they're going to start to wonder, why can't we just close this match?
Yeah. They were notorious for a while for not closing matches. They've lost a lot of terrible rounds in this match. So really, the score doesn't necessarily tell the whole story here, but let's see if G2 can continue this comeback. 3 rounds to go until overtime, and now they are the ones with the superior buy. dupreeh down to the Galil. Kjaerbye picked off early, but Glaive with a very nice trade. No cover for that AWP, no support, no rifler. Just taken down in isolation, and now G2 racing back. I'm not sure if Glaive realizes there are 2 players towards long here. Looking for RPK. Often a bad idea.
Yeah, and that push as well. I mean, I feel like you're in a spot where Glaive was so far away from his teammates up there. Perhaps he felt like he could beat the rotation or get a favorable engagement, but the bomb was also so far away, basically in T-spawn. So Astralis not really with a clear plan as to how to attack the round after the initial opening. I did like how Glaive positioned himself straight away, though, as he was in a spot where he could trade against the AWP if the AWP does play aggressively and tries to fall back after the first shot because of his very, very forward positioning. So I doubt that trade kill is by design, so that's very smart. But at the same time, 2 more rounds and G2 are in overtime. So we have problems here for Astralis because they actually can't buy in this round. They have to go for a half buy. That said, you can do a lot of very nasty half buys. And we've got a tactical coming out of Astralis, as you guys can see, whereby I imagine they are discussing exactly how they want to play this round and the next strategically. Is it going to be B? Is it going to be A? I mean, why not just go for the B rush with the Tech 9s? It's always good, right?
Scream with 30 kills at the moment. shox has just about made it to 10. That is an unlikely story.
Yeah, that's definitely an anomalous result.
Yeah, and I think they definitely both need to be performing when G2, if G2 are to be at their best. Well, we've got the fast play being attempted by Astralis. Maybe, actually, they've got 2 players not going towards B, so perhaps they won't be charging into the site just yet. Now, we used to see loads of pop flashes from that position, sorry, into that position from the stairs towards the monster. But now we see T-sides just charging in there. On this occasion, has had mixed success. The flashbangs coming in again from G2. So this half buy is being cut to pieces by the French.
Yeah, you can see that flashbang, as you were talking about, is really, really needed, because if you look at this situation, we just had like 5 players die well, almost 5 players die at this point from Astralis with loads. They had a lot of grenades. They had smokes, molotovs, you know, they're the works for a Tech 9 rush into B. They never got to throw a single grenade because shox got the disruption in there, and they could never get set up onto sewers. So that one flashbang would have been the guarantee in many ways, in many respects. So yeah, that is definitely missing. That is an adaptation they need.
Nice. Zipex lurking towards B, maybe keeping people entertained with that flashbang into the B bomb site. 3 people moving very quickly towards toilets. Double peek coming in. Oh dear, device. shox holding a surprising angle there. Not often you see that one being held. And it works to a T. Scream in the toilets. He can flank these players a bit later on. They're still lurking around the party area for now. dupreeh with a 1-tap. There goes shox. SmithZz is in a close position by the bank. And again, Scream just biding his time.
It's tense. Oh, dupreeh, he thought he had it. Thought he had the drop on them, but no. Led into a false sense of security. There is no security right now for Astralis. They're 2 versus 4. They're going for the B play. If they lose this situation, it's overtime in a match where they should have definitely closed it out much, much sooner. Oh, this just down to Zipex. He pulls out his knife,
What are
James.
you doing?
Why does he pull out his knife? That is unbelievable. Why does the knife come out?
I think he inspected his knife as well. It's like, let me look at my knife. Look at this knife. Quite the comeback from G2. Quite the comeback from G2. 3 rounds a half. $10,000 starting money. SmithZz hasn't bought. Oh, they're doing it. They're going all in. All in first round from G2. Double AWPs on the first round of overtime. It is high risk. It is the short-term play. SmithZz makes it second time. No one there early for Astralis in a long area. Again, Zipex lurking towards B. Short B taken control of by G2. I can't imagine that they would go for a push when they've got double AWPs.
It doesn't really, it's not normally something you see teams do. But there is the opening of the door, and dupreeh peeks the angle into the door, which is very interesting. I guess if you use a grenade to blow open the door, then you don't see that peek out of dupreeh, but... Oh my god, Scream almost gets Kjærbye as well. Disgusting stuff.
The problem with the grenade is when there are grenades in front of you and you're scoped in, it can obscure your vision as well, so it's sometimes useful to have the door open instead, but yeah, I think that peek was somewhat suicidal. Let's see what device this play is. He knows there's a sniper on A, and it hasn't worked out for him. I mean, I think maybe it was a bit dangerous for him to hold that angle. Either way, it's a 2 versus 4, and Kjærbye is barely alive. He's on his mobility scooter with his shopping bag, looking to buy some oranges, but he might be denied. 22 seconds remain. Smoke down to help Kjærbye get to the site and plant the bomb. Zipex will have to hold every angle in the meantime. RpK won't be able to take him down. Oh, Zipex, please! SmithZz is just creeping through the smoke! And he's gonna AWP. Zipex, why not?
If G2 win this match, I'll be very, 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 very sad for Astralis, to be honest. After like the advantages that they got in the regular time. Oh man, that'd be very impressive. Yeah, I mean, RpK and Scream have been playing really well too. RpK really stepped up in this matchup so far.
Yeah, he's taken the slack, that's for sure. shox going to force his way through, but at what cost? He's got the AWP instantly traded. Could have been 2 though, if he'd play that back a few times. Maybe he takes both players. Information for his team, but what can G2 do with this? They went all in the first round. They've lost one of the AWPs in the second. Kjærbye pulling his weapon out just in time. RpK can't get the kill.
Kjærbye's really weak though. And bodyy, is he going to take that off angle again? Looks like he doesn't want to do it by Monster. He's going to be playing off of Scream. At the same time, SmithZz is alone on the A side of the map with the AWP. So it's obviously a bit of a gamble, but you have to take some risks here. And they will hear some players by Monster, I think. So this is going to be a very nice gamble. You can see that body's he's praying that he gets across without being spotted. Oh, we've got to be really careful here. Right time to peek. No, it gets revealed. bodyy trying to make a massive play, but it just does not really work out for him. And Scream is against so many people. Spray comes in. It somehow gets 2 out of that. Maybe there's a chance for SmithZz.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever expecting the third player to be in that position. Great play by SmithZz. Scream, though. 8 bullets in the magazine. And maybe him dropping the weapon has revealed where he is already. So he could have gone for a reload there, I think. Although he doesn't know where the T's are, in fairness. So, such is life. 16 to 16. He'll take a thin lead into the next round. I couldn't even see shox there. Flames are hard to see through as well, but there we go. G2 still have a buy, but you can see the lack of grenades on the side. No AWP either. But yeah, it could have been worse if they had lost that initial round. Aggression. Play of the day. shox waiting for his teammates to join him as they go for a push towards the fountain position. Glaive going to give it up. Will we see a fast play from Astralis here? If there is, then they're really out of position, G2, and that's not going to help either. Device picking off shox, making it look easy as well. Oh dear, that's not good.
That's not good indeed. Astralis bring themselves back into this one. Easy opener. Device covering the flank. There's one more though where that came from. He doesn't realize, but can't really blame him for that. Scream's actually going to sneak through some of the gaps, but there's just too many players. And somehow Astralis actually take 2 of the 3 rounds in the first half of overtime. And it's interesting because I kind of felt like they were going to lose all of a sudden after after you know, kind of allowing G2 to get back in the way that they did. It does put a big question mark on the series now for me. But we'll see, you know, who closes it now. Or maybe it'll be no one. Maybe no one will close it now. Maybe it'll go to another overtime. It's hard to know. Gonna have to wait and see. Device with the typical aggression onto the party areas. It was really good for him in regular time. They had a 10-5 half. So Astralis should go into this half with confidence.
Lots of aggression towards Kjaerbye. It's not often you see this from the T side or the CT side so consistently. G2 on a quiet stroll, but Zepex has spotted it. But what can dupreeh do in the meantime? He can peek with that flashbang, body for space, but look away, but he doesn't have to. dupreeh doing great work here, buying time for his team as well. Zepex holding down Kjaerbye while a rotation comes in.
Yeah, Zepex in a great position there. shox is, oh, he's got the AWP out. He's scoped in, he's looking for it, gets the kill onto Zepex. Will rejoin his comrades to cover the high ground with that AWP. Slowly does it for Astralis. Nicolai creeping behind the smoke. That's the danger though. Smoke pop flash through. What's he going to get out of this? Looks like RpK will take down Kjærbye in the effort. Device wraps around now from water. But this is going to be really, really hard with that plant. Nicolai paranoid of short as well. shox just edging the angle, and there you go. G2 just with a straight up monster push, which was largely spotted as it came in. And not only that, dupreeh instantly with 2 kills. They still win the round off of that. That's crazy, actually.
Yeah, that's a really cool flash from dupreeh to allow him to peek around the pillar while the flash goes off. Not much you can do if you're G2 in that situation. Back on the buy once again. Device looking for a fast pick, but is it going to be a fast play from G2? This is interesting. I wonder what they have in mind. Starting off passively. Scream keeping an eye on the high ground, maybe showing some presence towards the fountain area. Device backing off now. Initial grenades, again that deep smoke through Monster can be a problem if the CTs have eyes on it. It'll soon disappear though. And we have a rush coming our way, but the flashes are already here for the CT side, but dupreeh can't get away in time.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, perhaps, as the push comes in to be once again. This time, it's still looking the same on the entry, more or less, 3 versus 3. Kjærbye in faster though, and look at this, Astralis able to secure the bomb and all the kills. Very, very quick defense. G2, do they hazard the same play again? Their life is on the line. This round is for another overtime if G2 win, or it's for the map if Astralis take it down.
Let's see, change of approach from G2. Just shox towards the B bomb site, and the rest will show presence upstairs. Flashes from both sides, but again, Device delivering so much. The no scope onto SmithZz, and he's looking for RpK now. RpK walking into the clutches of the shark. There it is. That's not good. This is surely the round for G2. Astralis, hello, Astralis.
Hello.
This would be match as well, the last round of overtime.
It's a dynamic duo though. If there's any 2 you want left, it's those guys. shox has not had a good game though, as you highlighted. Oh my god. This is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Someone who has had a good game is Device. Speak of the devil!
Ace! What an ace
he
it was.
Shall appear with an ace no less in the last round of overtime. That's a very difficult map in the end for Astralis. But again, I think they just lost all the wrong rounds, the unlikely rounds as well. So even though it's gone all the way to overtime, to the last round of overtime, I feel like the score doesn't tell the whole story, because Astralis well and truly should have won the match. Probably by a significant score in normal time. Would you agree, Dan?
Yeah, I think around the 16-10 at the very least. I think that's something around there, because they got a 10-5 half. They were looking amazing. It's really when they lost that force buy, which they shouldn't have done. They probably don't lose to that, 8 out of 10 times. So,
indeed. Well, guess what? Overpass is coming up again because they've both picked it against each other. That's after the break. We'll see you back here in about 5 minutes.
This time.